Permanent settlement. It is a act we started discussing yesterday. Uh, it is introduced by the Britishers in 1793. Cornwallis. Cornwallis was the Governor General. He introduced this act, which act? Permanent Settlement Act in 1793. This act enables to collect land revenue at a fixed amount permanently. Then who are given power to collect land revenue here? Their East India Company conducted auction. What is meant by auction? It is a public event where either government or any company goes for selling the property at a high price. Whoever offers a high price in a public event, for them the power is given to collect. That what we call auction. Telugulo పాట పాడమంటాం. There the government officials will go on offering one time, second time, third time, like that. One time 20,000, second time 20,000, in that way. If one more person offers 30,000, then on that the officials will go on repeating one time 30,000, second time 30,000. Okay, in that way, in that process, whoever offers a high price, for them the power is given to collect land revenue. So that what we call auction, not action, auction. Okay, so here government conducted auction. Whoever agrees to give high revenue, they were given the power. So here zamindars participated and they received the power to collect land revenue. As zamindars were given right, that is the power to collect land revenue in these in this Permanent Settlement Act, it is also called zamindari settlement, because zamindars were given power to collect the land revenue. Land revenue was very important financial resource for the Britishers. So they wanted there should be continuity of the land revenue. So in Permanent Settlement Act, zamindars were given power to collect the land revenue. So how much? 90% of the revenue collected should be given to the government. 10% is given for zamindars for charges collecting the land revenue. Okay, and this is a system the company officials felt, as a land revenue is fixed. The title says itself, Permanent Settlement Act. It means there the settlement of paying land revenue to the British is a permanent one, that is fixed one. There won't be change in collecting the land revenue. Okay, so that is called permanent settlement. Okay, so here it was a fixed amount of land revenue forever. Okay, fixed amount of land revenue forever to the company. So when it is a fixed amount for forever, that is land revenue to the company, in which jamindars would be motivated. Once they get power from the British in auction collecting the land revenue, then for many years they can go for what, enjoying the profit which comes from the collecting the land revenue, because once the amount is fixed, that is going to be fixed forever in the Permanent Settlement Act. Government thought that this act would increase the jamindars to invest their money in increasing the cultivation in the area. When cultivation increases, land revenue also increases. Understand? So jamindars also felt very happy because the amount they are going to pay to the British government is fixed, right? So remaining amount is retained with the jamindars. So jamindars pay a fixed amount to the government, and whatever profit is increasing, that would be enjoyed by the jamindars. So jamindars would be encouraged in Permanent Settlement Act. Understand? That was the system here. Understand? So here they continuously increased the revenue. Jamindars, they have gone for increasing the revenue and converted the cultivators who did not meet in paying the land revenue into the tenants. Here, this Permanent Settlement Act inadvertently, not intentionally, okay, it is not by intention, okay, unknowingly, this Permanent Settlement Act converted all the peasants into tenants. Peasants who failed to pay the land revenue, which was very high, where jamindars increased the land revenue in order to enjoy the high profit. They increased the land revenue. So many of the peasants failed to pay the land revenue, increased land revenue to the jamindars. So jamindars seized their lands and converted them to tenants. What is meant by tenants? Tenants are those peasants who take land of the jamindars on rent and cultivate the land upon agreed rent. Understand? So here rent collected by the jamindars also very high than the what, revenue, because revenue goes to the British officials, to the company, and rent comes to the what, jamindars, because jamindars occupied the lands of the peasants who turned to defaulters in paying the revenue to the British. So those peasants, they lost their lands to the jamindars as they failed to pay the land revenue. So the lands of the peasants were taken by jamindars. In this process, jamindars occupied the lands of the peasants. So peasants turned to landless. Okay. So to carry forward their livelihood, peasants taken the land from the jamindars on rent. That what such peasants we call here tenants. So tenants were paying the rent to the what, jamindars. and the rent was higher than the water revenue. Understand? Rent collected was very much higher than the water revenue. So cultivators, they did not pay the entire amount, and they sold lands to the water jamindars. So in the long run, what happened? Many of these peasants who were cultivating the land of the jamindars, they stopped that also, because in that they were not earning anything. Jamindars were taking much of the share in the rent. The rent was high. So whatever is collected on tenant lands, that rent was high, and such rent was not the whatever money they earned on rented lands, there the peasants were paying the total amount in the form of rent. There was nothing left to the peasants. Okay, that what you call tenants. Okay, so tenants who taken the lands of the jamindars on rent, whatever they cultivated, that was going to pay the rent. That's all. So nothing left for the water tenants instead. So in the long run, what happened? Tenants also decreased to take the land from the jamindars for rent. So as a rent was not coming to jamindars due to the what to call cultivators not coming forward, and peasants also not coming forward, and ultimately it fall on the jamindars. Jamindars suffered because they were agreed into the British government to pay a fixed amount of the land revenue. But what happened here, when peasants were not ready to cultivate the lands and the tenants were not ready to take the lands on rent, who comes forward to cultivate the land? So jamindars failed to pay the revenue to the British officials. So in the long run, jamindars turned to what? Defaulters instead. So let's see that what was the result of this Permanent Settlement Act. Understand? So company officials, East India Company officials, they discovered that jamindars were in fact not showing any interest in investing the profit which is with the jamindars. Jamindars, they did not invest their profit they earned in collecting the land revenue to improving the water land. So the revenue was fixed in Permanent Settlement Act. Understand? And this fixed was so high that jamindars found it difficult to pay. So the land revenue also high. Understand? During the famines and drought time, there was no reduction. Jamindars were jamindars were forced by the Britishers to pay land revenue during the times of famines and floods. Whenever the crops failed by the famines and drought, at that time also jamindars were forced to pay the water land revenue. So there was no remission of a reduction. Remission in the sense reduction. Okay. So there was no remission on what to call paying the revenue to the Britishers during the crop failure time. Okay, so anyone who failed to pay the revenue to the company, such jamindars, they had lost the power to collect land revenue. That what we call jamindari. Jamindari, they lost their jamindari. So in the long run, what we see, number of jamindars were turned to defaulters. Okay. So here jamindaris, that means the power to collect land revenue was sold off at auctions by the company to others. So we see here there was no stability with the jamindars in getting power from the Britishers from the company at auction. So there was much instability in the villages, because old jamindars, they turn to defaulters. In place of them, new jamindars have come, they also turn to defaulters. So there was no stability in permanent settlement act, right? By 1820, the situation what changed. So what you call we see that the situation has changed. What The prices of the grains in the market also increased very much. The cultivation also slowly started expanded by 1820, because there was no crops. Understand? The crop was shortage. So there the prices of the shorted crop was very high. In the market, the price of the crop was very high. Understand? So what to call we see that there the cultivation slowly started increasing because of the what to call uh, prices of the market. Price of the crops in the market was high. So this means that there is an increase in the income of the jamindars, because the prices in the market for the cultivation is increasing, right? So there is an increase in the income to the jamindars as the price in the market for that crop is high, but no gain for the company. Understand? Company was not getting any gain, because jamindars, they collecting the water rent much more than the water revenue, and whatever the revenue they collected, that also they did not pay to the company. Understand? They explained to the company that about the peasants, they were not able to pay the revenue due to the high, but actually they were collecting rent very much. So jamindars were enjoying there. Understand? Whereas the company was not getting anything. Understand? So there was no gain for the company. Okay, as it could not increase the revenue demand that had fixed by the Permanent Settlement Act. See, once the revenue fixed by Permanent Settlement Act, that become very low. Okay, in the long run, what happened? The cost of living increases, right? But the revenue collected by companies becoming very less in the what you call during time. Understand? So here we see that there the revenue collected by the jamindars was high, and whereas company was for what they are paying to company was very less, because it was fixed. As the course of time is passing, after 1 year, 2 year, after 10 years, what happened? There the cost of living increases. Understand? So as the cost of living increases, what will happen? There the revenue has to be increased, but as per the Permanent Settlement Act, they did not increase land revenue, because there was a Permanent Settlement Act. So jamindars were getting good income, but there was no good income to the company officials. Understand? So company was not at all getting any benefit with the what you call land revenue system. Understand? So here we see the jamindars were not interested in improving the land, because they were getting their income by giving land on rent to the tenants. So some had lost their lands in the early years of this settlement, and others now saw the possibility of earning without the trouble and the risk of investment. In the long run, what happened? There the crops become shortage, right? When crops become shortage, its price increased in the market. So when price increased, jamindar started forcing to the cultivators to cultivate instead. So jamindars they got profit without investment. So jamindars did not show any interest in investing the water on land to increase the water cultivation. So as long as Jamindars could give out the land to the tenants and get rent, they were not interested. That means they were interested in giving land to the peasants on rent, right? So when they were interested in getting rent on giving their land to the tenants on rent, how did they go for improving the land? So they were not interested in improving the land, because whatever the income they need, that they are getting. How they are getting? By giving land on rent, right? So they did not show any interest to expand the water land, understand? But population was increasing, right? As the time changes, year by year is passing, population was increasing very fast. Jamindars could keep evicting the peasants. Jamindars were getting benefit as population increasing. So what we see, the peasants who are coming new, they were inexperienced in this system. They they taken land on rent from the jamindars, and old tenants, they got experience by the what to call jamindari system. So they have what to call left the water land. So in the population increasing, we see new peasants were coming forward. So the jamindars were evicting the peasants time to time and giving the land to the water new peasants at a higher rents. So the rent increasing by jamindars, benefiting to the jamindars. Peasants were circulated here. Old peasants were replaced by the new peasants. Okay, so the new peasants were getting trouble in the jamindari system. They were replaced by jamindars. Again, next new peasants were coming. So in the circulation process, as the peasants were vacating time to time or evicted by the jamindars, jamindars were getting benefit continuously. So in the villages, we see that cultivators found the system is this permanent settlement is very oppressive, because they were not getting any profit. Even they were not getting a certain income to meet their daily needs also. The rent they paid to the jamindars were very high, understand? And the right on the land also insecure, because that land belongs to jamindars, understand? So in this way we see that there the jamindars did not show any interest in increasing the what land what to call by keeping their investment, understand? So here this system has finally not at all benefited to the company, understand? So here these zamindars who received a lot of profit, and that profit they used to give loans like money lenders. So zamindars turned to act like money lenders, and they were land revenue collectors also. Okay, that means collectors of land revenue. So they were collectors of land revenue, they were zamindars, and they turned to money lenders. So money lenders means who lends money to the peasants for cultivating the crops, because with the peasants there was no any money. So peasants have gone for taking loan from the jamindars who acted as money lenders, and that loan also they given to the peasants at a high rate of interest. So whenever the farmers, or what you call the peasants, failed to pay the rent, or what you call failed to repay the loan, then they were evicted. Evicted means they were removed from their land. So the lands of the peasants were taken by jamindars. So jamindars turned to very powerful landlords with huge land. Much of the land of the peasants were seized by the jamindars, understand? So in the time to time we see, in the course of time, many of the peasants turned to landless, because they failed to repay the loan amount with high interest, and some peasants who taken land from the jamindars on rent also high, so that they were not able to pay the rent, so they sold their land. Peasants sold their land to the jamindars in order to pay the rent. So in that way we see that in every village the lands of the peasants were collected and seized by the jamindars instead. So generations after generations, we see that the land they had cultivated was passed to the jamindar. Jamindars becomes the what? Owners of the vast lands in the villages. Peasants who turn to landless, okay, and they turn to tenants. Understand? So the Permanent Settlement Act was not at all given benefit to the peasants, even to the company also. So after this, the company have gone for what to call revising the system. Okay, so as permanent settlement was failed, then in place of Permanent Settlement Act, there the government decided, the company officials decided to introduce a new system, that what we call Raitwari system. Okay, by early 19th century, many of the company officials were convinced that the system of revenue collection has to be changed again, because Permanent Settlement Act was failed, right? And they felt that the revenues to be fixed permanently at a time when the company needed more money. How can they go for meeting the financial resources? See, the revenue was fixed by Permanent Settlement Act, so fixed amount of revenue coming, but the company needs are increasing. So as the needs are increasing, revenue has to increase. So the Permanent Settlement Act is turned to your meaningless, in which the revenue was fixed. When needs were increasing, then to meet the increased needs, revenue has to be increased, right? To meet the expenses of the company has to go for what? Increasing the land revenue, right? Because land revenue is the main source of finance to the company and British for waging war and to meet their expenses. So company felt that, East India Company felt that the Settlement Act, that what we call Jamindar system, was not at all suitable. So in place of that, they wanted to bring a new system, that what we are going to study is Raitwari system. In the districts of Bellary, okay, there we see in Bellary districts and Anantapur, Kadapa, Kurnool, these were given to the British by the Nizam, because Nizam also, on account of a debt in maintaining the British contingent, British were what to call expensing money to what to call meet their expenses, okay, in India, because India was a colony for Britishers. So Nizam also what paid certain amount to the Britishers. Nizam, what to call, Britishers were helping to the Nizam also. Understand? So Nizam also turned to what to call to pay the debt amount to the British. Understand? So here Nizam was also not able to pay the rent, money to the British, so that to cover that debt, Nizam given these districts to the what Britishers. That means he hand over these places, these districts: Bellary, Anantapur, Kadapa, Kurnool. They were given to the what British by the what to call uh, Nizam, because Nizam failed to what to call the debt in the sense it is the amount to be paid to the British, because whenever wars were taking place, Nizam used the army of the British also. So Britishers were collecting certain amount. So Nizam here failed. So any cost he has to pay the money. So for paying money, he given these districts, Bellary, Anandapur, Kadapa, Kurnool, were given to the British instead to maintain the British contingent. Contingent means treasury. Okay. And today these areas where Kurnool, Kadapa, Anantapur, Bellary is there, that area we call here Rayalaseema. What is that? Rayalaseema. At that time, Thomas Munro was appointed the principal collector of these districts. Which districts? Bellary, Anantapur, Kadapa, Kurnool. So for all these districts, Thomas Munro was collector. Who was the collector? Thomas Munro. Understand? So this Thomas Munro of this collector in the 1800, at that time, the ceded districts were in a completely anarchic because there was no ruler in that districts. Understand? And these were given to the Britishers. So Britishers were collecting land revenue from this. Whatever the income comes from this district, that all income goes to company. There was no ruler. As there was no ruler, it is called a complete anarchic condition. Anarchic means there was no ruler. Understand? There was no proper administration. So there were eight Palegards in these districts. Palegards means petty leaders. They were locally dominant. Understand? They resisted the imposing of the British rule, and they have entered into the constant war and looting the water people. Understand? They did not want a British rule in these districts which were under the Nizam control. Nizam ceded means hand over these districts to British. So the Palegards means local leaders in these districts were not interested as their areas were given to British rule. So they what to call it, they waged a war and started looting one to another. Understand? So here Thomas Munro was first subjugated to the Palegards, and first he removed the what Palegards, disbanded the armed followers after restoring their law and order because he was a collector, right? He again restored law and order there. Then Munro started his work of a survey and revising the what revenue settlement. He realized that there were no jamindars in the south like North India. In North India, he has seen where the permanent settlement was introduced in North India. There, the jamindars looted the water people. So, such a jamindar system will not a good. Understand that he observed. So, he wanted that there should not be jamindars in southern India like North India. Understand? So, instead of this jamindar system, he was very interested towards the what peasants. Instead, he was very close knitting with the peasants. He wanted to move with the peasants community, especially in Andhra and Tamil Nadu. Understand? There the land was under the control of the what peasants community. Instead, so he wanted that the peasants should be given the right. Instead, to cultivate the land and to collect land from peasants. So he recognized the importance of the peasants and introduced a new system, that what we call Raitwari system. What we call Raitwari system, in which we see that right in the sense farmer. Understand? In which what to call entire southern India was under Raitwari system, means farmers, that what you call cultivators. Right means what? Cultivator. Understand? Right means what? Cultivator. So in Raitwari system, peasant tenure, it is called peasant tenure system. It means that it was decided to collect revenue from actual cultivators. Who are the actual cultivators? That is what to call these peasants. Jamindars were not the cultivators, right? Farmers, the peasants were the actual cultivators. So from them The British want to collect revenue. Earlier, Jamindars were the mediators. Now, Britishers decided there no need of mediators. That is, Jamindars should not be mediators in the Raituvari system. That farmers have to pay the tax to the government directly without mediators. Who are farmers? Peasants. Understand? So it was decided to collect revenue from the actual cultivators who were the owners of the what to call their land. Understand?